Hello again, everyone. Mr. Fitri here for our last piece of our vocabulary unit. Yay! Okay, again, just learning some critical vocabulary here. So let's dive right in. First of all, we begin with orbit. An orbit is the path the path of an object around a star, planet, or moon. Okay? So if you want to think about our Earth here, the moon orbits around the Earth. It goes around the Earth, while at the same time, the Earth is going around the sun. All right? And we've got an orbit, all right? Singular path that we follow, okay? Year after year. Organic, all right? This is, again, the opposite of a term we learned last time. Organic is from living matter, all right? Plants are organic, of course. They are living organisms, okay? You and I are organic, all right? We are living matter. Now this will come into play when we again talk about rocks and minerals, specifically rocks, all right? As an aside, if we think about coal or oil, all right, they might be a liquid in terms of oil or a solid in terms of coal used for energy, but they come from living matter. They are formed from once living plants or animals that have died hundreds of millions of years ago. Okay? So we will talk a little bit about that as we go forward. All right? A particle. A particle is a very small piece of a much larger object. Now, if you want to think about a particle as being similar to an atom, that is okay, because both an atom and a particle make up larger objects. Okay? Planet, a large object that orbits a star. Okay, so I want to make a quick differentiation here. Okay, a planet orbits a star. Okay, so like the Earth, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune. All the planets in our solar system go around the sun. Whereas a moon will orbit a planet or another object. Okay? A moon will not orbit a sun. All right? So you've got the moon orbiting the Earth, which is a planet. The planet of Earth is orbiting around the sun. A little difference there. Last one here is pressure. A force pressing on an area. So you probably have learned this before. We will talk about this next term, though, when we look at these different forms of energy and physical quantities. Looking again at our atoms, but looking specifically within them, we've got protons, neutrons, and electrons. So these three particles make up an atom. Protons and neutrons are in the nucleus. The nucleus is the center of the atom, whereas electrons orbit the nucleus, right? They go around the nucleus. Next, rise and sink. Pretty easy ones here. Rise, go up. Sink, go down. Now, this is a term we'll be using this is a vocab word or a term. We'll be using this term and next term, okay? For this term, we'll be talking about rocks moving within the mantle, moving up and sinking down. Next term, we'll be looking more at air, how hot air rises and cool air sinks, all right? So please keep these in mind. The last term for our states of matter is solid. Solid is a substance that resists changing shape. All right? So unlike a gas or a liquid, when we have a solid, you can't really change the shape of it easily. All right? If you've got a rock, you can't just push it to change shape, right? You're going to have to exert a lot of force on it, breaking it or heating it to change it. So it resists that change. Star is a fixed luminous point in the night sky. Luminous just means bright or shining. Now, a point I want to make. Our sun is a star. Okay? And all the stars we see in the sky are like our sun. But they're not called suns. They're called stars. All right? Our sun is our star. All those other little beautiful luminous spots in the night sky are stars. Okay? And each are a little different. We will look at the differences when we get to the universe, in our last unit. Okay? Stress. Stress is the force applied to an object. All right? When we squeeze that little ball there, as you see in the GIF, the stress of the force being applied to it is pushing out those little, bubbles or whatever you want to call it. Next, a system. A system is a group of parts that work together as a whole. All right? So you can think about the system like the internet there, okay? Where you've got different parts working together as one. Okay, maybe you've got, internet providers, and you've got web developers, and you've got Facebook technicians, and you've got Instagram technicians and designers. And then you've got people that build the machinery, and then you use it all, right? So different things are working together as one. If we want to think about it even more simplistically, think about our class. All right? We are all different parts of the group, okay? You are an individual piece of the group. Your friend is an individual piece. I am an individual piece. But we're working together as one system to learn science and math. Okay. Next is tension. All right, this is the opposite of compression or compress. And this is the action of pulling and stretching an object. All right? So if you pull a rope or something like that, that force being exerted on the rope is called tension. Temperature, an easy vocab word here. Temperature is a measurement of how hot or cold an object is. And what you see on the picture there is the different forms of temperature. You could talk about Fahrenheit, Celsius, or Kelvin. All right. Next here, transform. Transform is to make a thorough, which means complete, or dramatic change. Okay, so I want you to think about it in terms of a caterpillar and a butterfly. Okay, a caterpillar, little worm-like organism, all right, it builds a cocoon, and over a period of time, it changes into a butterfly. All right, so the caterpillar transforms into a butterfly. It makes a thorough and dramatic change. All right? Next one here, universe. A universe is all existing matter in space. It is everything. Okay? It's Earth, it's the sun, it's the moon, it's the air and space in between the objects. All right? What the? Oh, geesh. Look at that. You start talking about space, and what happens? Aliens arrive. Oh my. Alien, Mr. Alien, go away. Go away, Mr. Alien. Go away. Thank you. Oh my. Aliens. Okay. Next one, vertical. Last time we talked about horizontal. This time, vertical. All right, this is something that rises straight up. All right, it goes up and down, essentially. The opposite is horizontal, something that goes left to right. And like I said, if you want to think about this in terms of math, you can think about it in terms of the x and y axis. The last one for today and for our vocabulary unit, yay, is volume. Volume is the amount of space that matter occupies, all right? And I know you've talked about this before. Again, we will look at this again next term actually, but it's good to have a good idea of what it means. All right, so ladies, as I mentioned, we're now finished with our vocab words. Wonderful. There are, I think, 58 of them, if I recall. Yeah, 58. Please translate them into Thai, like I mentioned before. Please review them, study them, look at them. We're going to use them frequently. And I think you're not only going to see these words in our science classes, but you'll probably see them in your English classes. You'll definitely see them in future science classes, but they're good terms to know as you go forward with your education. So, depending on what happens with the COVID situation will depend on whether we have this test in the classroom or if we have it online. So you and I are both basically seeing what happens because no one knows. All right, thank you so much. If you ever have any questions, feel free to send me a message on eLearning. And I look forward to our next class together. Thank you. Bye-bye.